Good evening. This is episode number 1. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here. We're going to talk about a lot of things. A lot of it's just my opinion from my experiences in life and the things that I do in music, in magic, in sales, in marketing, and everything that I've done in life that I can remember and put together into a cohesive type of babble. So I'm glad you're here. I hope you're listening. We'll be sending out more and more of this as time goes on. This is the very first podcast that I'm doing. And just a little commentary. Okay, a lot of people, like 100 million people, don't like politics, so they don't vote. They don't think it's going to change anything, and yet quite a bit of evidence to the contrary. Voting has changed quite a few things. We've seen quite a bit of change due to that. Right now, we got some real go-getters in the House of Representatives. They might get some things done. At the very least, they're going to be rabble-rousers, and I'm excited for that because they're not about to take the old establishment bullshit. And AOC, she's the bomb. There's some other ladies there with her. They're going to kick some ass and take names. Now, we got to get rid of that bozo in the White House. And yes, he is a bozo. Well, actually, it's a big insult to Bozo the Clown to call him a bozo. He's just an incompetent snake oil huckster. And most of us don't like him. You 100 million people that have been sitting out, man, you know, if you would have voted and not voted for him, things would be a lot different. We wouldn't be headed down the shithole. He calls other people's, country shitholes. Well, he's trying to turn this one into one because he appeals to every kind of scumbag out there that you really don't want to have anything to do with. And that's the problem. We got a lot of folks out there who don't read, who have a very narrow perspective, who haven't read all over the place, who have no knowledge really of history, except maybe one side of history. Hell, a lot of people think that the Confederacy wasn't about slavery, or that the Civil War wasn't about slavery. So there's just a lot of misconceptions. I mean, a lot of them are Christians. They believe in a God that didn't exist, so they're in la-la fantasy land to begin with. So just because people like shit, that doesn't mean a goddamn thing. And you get a guy who's a reality TV star who basically, did a bunch of goofy shit on TV and really isn't a success in business, running the country and doing a very, very poor job. The only thing he's doing is lining in the pockets of cronies. And the stock market, what a pathetic excuse for the bastion of an economic system. Gosh, what a disgusting, not based on the real needs and wants of people that much. I mean, 10% of people own like 80-90% of the stock. That's ridiculous. So, if you're content with being governed by the few and you want to bail on the many by not putting in your 2 cents. And, if we put in our 2 cents more and more, and if we gain more and more oversight over the BS that's been going on, we'll get some things done. And this is a big one for you young people, because this is all about your future. People in my age group, and yeah, I'm 65 years old. I don't know if I'm going to be around another 10, 20, 30 years. Don't know. I'll tell you this, though. The climate change, the global warming, the carbon dump in our atmosphere, and the poisons and toxins in our water and our air getting worse. They're getting worse. And you can ignore it and not want it as much as I do. I don't want it to happen. I don't want to believe that it's happening. It's happening, people. It's happening. So let's get our shit together. Let's change this stuff. We have to do it by getting active. We have to do it by getting out there and kicking ass. And I'm going to sign off right now. This is about all I need to do for right now. Hope to hear from some of you folks. Take care and have a great Sunday evening.